Come in.
Hi, Riley Weber.
Hi, yes.
Hi, Eric Ross of Marathon. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing well. Do you have any big plans for Halloween?
No, not really. Probably working at the station
Just
like
working?
usual.
Yeah, I'll be out of town as well. My kid brother's going as a dinosaur this year, but he's as big as me.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, he's going to be the biggest T-Rex on the block. But I know you're very
that's
busy,
good, Will.
and I can talk about my brother all day, but I know you only have 15 minutes, so I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about Fuel Call. It's a new program for Marathon. I just wanted to ask you some questions about your business, show you a little bit about Fuel Call, and go through the fit. Does that sound well?
Yeah.
All right, great. So just right off the bat, is there anyone else who helps you make the financial decisions that you'd like in on the meeting?
No.
No? Okay. As far as currently, how are your sales looking?
They're doing okay. We're always trying to grow the business, and we're trying to grow the Hunt Brothers and Folgers stuff that we just made a large investment in. It's not doing as good as we would like and what we were projecting, but we're continuing to focus on that piece of the business.
Okay. Why do you think it's not doing as well as you'd like?
I don't know if their projections were too high or if we needed to do some sort of advertising. We did the postcards at the beginning to let the local community know that we have Hunt Brothers. It seems like it's fairly busy, but obviously we want to get higher sales.
Definitely. So if I could offer you a solution that would raise your sales and differentiate your business without having you to lower price on your fuel, is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you mentioned that right now, you think maybe the projections were a little bit higher or you weren't getting the volume that you're looking for. As far as advertising, I know we spoke on the phone about getting involved with the community. And that was something, or is that something you're still looking to do?
Maybe. I guess it depends. I mean, in the past, we've done it. We've done some uniforms with a local soccer team. It's just really hard to measure how many people we're getting in from that revenue that investment that we made in the uniforms.
Exactly. So in the past, your community outreach has been tough to measure.
Yes.
Okay. So and that's obviously led to maybe funds being misappropriated or maybe a little too much or a little too little spent. Is that the case?
Well, yeah, and it's like whenever somebody comes in the store, are we going to have them fill out a survey? Oh, I saw you on my kid's soccer uniforms or the competitor soccer uniforms. So that's why it's hard to measure.
Okay, so if I could give you a way to differentiate your business from the competitors and also build that community loyalty that you were talking about, does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I think so. I guess it depends on cost if we can make that do at this point.
Definitely. Well, let me talk to you a little bit about Fuel Call by Marathon. So right now, this program is a way for disabled people it improves their access at the fuel pump. This is mounted outside. It's a button that they would press when they pull up. That triggers the receiver inside the C-store, and then that sends an attendant out to come and pump fuel for them. But the best part about this is it gives you another chance to advertise what's in your C-store. It gives you another face-to-face encounter with the customer. While they're pumping fuel, they can ask them, would you like something from the C-store, maybe a cup of coffee or any of the other programs that we've implemented in the past. And this differentiates your business because these signs here, they show that you are handicap accessible. You're making it easier for drivers. So the nice thing about this is it's not only building the loyalty of basically giving you that extra touch to your consumers and showing that you're really going out of the way to help them, but it's also differentiating you from just someone who's driving down the street and trying to pick a gas station. Now, right now, this is installed using a concrete drill and a drill bit. Is that something you feel you could do on your own?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. Well, I have provided you a list of local contractors here in the Findlay area. Now, we've done a pilot program for this, and the cost has been estimated at $350 to $500.
Okay.
So the cost for that, immediately, I was looking at ways, so obviously it's an outside cost, and how could we offset this? And I want to show you a little bit about tax incentives for businesses that make their businesses more accessible for handicapped customers.
Okay. Is there any way Marathon would help me with the installation costs?
We actually do not have an opportunity for that right now. But I did want to show you about the tax incentives that can help offset this cost.
Okay. What's the cost of the product as well?
The product is $950 for the kit and $50 for the shipping.
Okay.
So as I was saying earlier, to offset the cost of the actual installation, there is offering a tax credit from Ohio right now that it's up to half of the expenses that you have to make your store more accessible for handicapped visitors can be credited usually after the first $250. Most of these credits have been over $250. There is also a tax deduction at a 30% effective rate. This is again for businesses that are making it more handicapped accessible. At a 30% effective rate, you'd be seeing about $285 back. Now, these are estimates, but we are looking at around over $500. Every business is different, so there is definitely a little bit of leeway there. But the same with this. This is a great way to offset the installation costs. Now, as for your cost with the $900 for the system and $50 for the shipping, we've done a pilot launch here, and of that we've projected a 1 to 3% sales increase. Now, I was just doing some estimates and some averages, and I'm projecting that you're about $15,000 a month in profit. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere around that.
So we've seen a 1 to 3%. We're expecting a 1 to 3% increase in sales. So if you were to bring in just that 1%, that's an extra $1,500 that you're bringing in. So the nice thing about this is that if you were to gain 25 users a month on the fuel call system, since 34% of users in the pilot study bought also from the C store, the margins are 12% or 12 times that of the pump in the C store. That gives us doubling the margin of each call.
Okay.
So in about 3 weeks, if you were to get 25 users per month, you would be paid back on the investment. That's just the $950 for the kit and the shipping. 20 users a month is 4 weeks, 15 users a month is 5 weeks, and 10 users a month is 8 weeks. So really, we're looking at a very short payback time on this.
How many people do you project that I would actually be able to get a month, given that I'm in a small community?
I wanted to talk about that. Right now, according to the census, the Hancock County population is almost 75,000 people. 1 in 6 people have a connection to disabilities, and that leaves you 12,000 people in the community who've got a connection to a disability. So that's a very large pool to bring customers from. So that's why we think the 25 users a month is definitely doable. Now,
but this is of everyone, not just disabled.
That is not just disabled. In the actual state of Ohio, there are 638,000 drivers with disabilities.
Okay. But these 12,000 people will not actually be using the device, right?
Well, they may not be using the device, but they are connected to someone who has. And when I said this builds community loyalty, you're helping out a mother or a father or a daughter who's disabled, and then they go home and explain to their family that there's this great new service that's been helping them and really been making their life easier. And that's how your word of mouth advertising spreads, and that's how you build your loyalty. They're going to come into your store if you've made their family member's life easier. Actually, the pilot program we did, if you go to YouTube and look up Fuel Call Marathon, the pilot program actually had a local news station do a story about it. And that was just, that's incredible advertising, that word of mouth advertising, and that really builds that loyalty.
Yeah, that would be great to have, to get on the local news.
Great. So that being said, I do have the order form here today. I would like to get this implemented as fast as possible so we can start generating that additional revenue.
Okay.
Does that sound like something you're interested in today?
I don't know. I mean, I have a couple other questions.
Okay.
What kind of maintenance is on this product?
Okay, so just to clarify, do you mean actual physical maintenance or how it's used?
Physical maintenance
on
what I would need to do on a daily, monthly, yearly basis.
Okay, well, it does require a second attendant, so you'd have someone who is servicing the customers who come in through Fuel Call.
Okay.
While that attendant is not on the Fuel Call system, that's something that they can actually go out and clean the store, stock the shelves, do whatever they do to make your store look great and nice and clean for customers coming in. As for maintenance, we offer a 1-year warranty on the actual Fuel Call system. This is a wireless system. It's very easy to implement. We usually hang it about 5 to 7 feet above the ground just so that the chime can be heard. And it's very low maintenance. Like I said, it might require a change of batteries, but other than that, this is a durable steel box on the outside, and the signage is just like any other signage. It's steel, and it's weather painted, so you really wouldn't have to do very much maintenance on this over time. Does that clarify that up for you?
Yeah, I think so. I guess so. I wouldn't have to have somebody devoted round the clock.
Well, you get to set
program.
the hours. I'm sorry about that. So you're just to clarify, you want to know how many hours you would have to have someone?
Yeah, if I need to have hire another person or have an extra person.
Well, how many hours a day do you have 2 attendants at the register?
Usually, probably I would say from 7 in the morning till probably 7 at night or so.
Okay, so you've got 12 hours of 2 people at your register.
Yeah, but I guess the one thing is during both lunch and dinner, 2 to 3 hours for each, that second person is devoted to Hunt Brothers.
Okay.
And they need to be at the Hunt Brothers stand the whole time.
Okay, so lunch and dinner, that's about a 2 or 3 hour period that you would want to bring someone else on for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the nice thing about this is, like I said, you do get to control this. So if you wanted to discontinue the Fuel Call service, you get to change the hours on this sign. So if you wanted for those periods of time that there isn't someone there, then that's something you could do. but you would need an additional attendant to service the fuel call customers. Now, if the Hunts associate is behind that counter the entire time, then you would need to bring someone for about 2 hours, 3 hours a day. But at $8 an hour, if that's kind of the average rate right now for our attendants, that's $16 a day. And as I said, we're bringing in an extra $1,500 in profit, and that's something that's easily covered.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've gone over the differentiation. We've gone over how it's going to build loyalty and how it will be paid back very shortly. Does this seem like something that we could do today?
I'm not sure. I think I need to see a little bit more, do maybe some research on it.
Okay.
I'd like to see some of the pilot stuff on YouTube that you're talking about. I'd also to be able to offset this, like to get with my accountant to see if it's something that we would be able to write off in my taxes.
Of course. Well, how about we set up a time would next Monday work for you?
No, probably a couple weeks from now, just because my accountant's busy. It's hard to get in.
Okay. How about November 18th? Does that work for you?
What day of the week is that?
November 18th is a Thursday.
Okay. That should work.
Okay. All right. So I will set up a time for November 18th. Does the same time work for you today as it would November 18th?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. All right. I think you're thinking about making a great decision here. Like I said, this is really a great way to build local community support. This is a great way to differentiate your business. And it's at minimal cost to you, which also can help be offset by the tax information. I really think you're just thinking about making a great decision here. And I look forward to meeting with you again. Okay.
Are you promoting this to your other stations?
Yes, we are. Yes. And the nice thing actually...
If you had an update maybe whenever we meet next on how many stations have signed up, that would be good to know.
Definitely, I could provide
I'd like to talk to somebody that implements it.
Another dealer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure we could get a testimonial, or even if I could get one in here, would that be good for you?
That would be great. Yes.
Okay. And like I said, actually, Marathon is coming up Fuel Call is coming up with a website where customers who are familiar with the program can actually go on the website, and if let's say they're planning a drive from Columbus to Detroit, they can look along the route to see if there are any stations that implement Fuel Call. So this is another way that we're bringing in people without having to spend money on advertising or other things like that.
Okay, yeah, that's good. All right. Everybody's going towards the internet and everything.
Exactly, yes. All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Look forward to meeting up with you on November 18th.
Okay.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Thank you, too.
Thanks.